Alright guys, I accidentally started this video in portrait mode. So I'm going to do my review real quick. And if you guys haven't seen Doctor Strange, and you don't want the movie spoiled, then, don't watch this video. Because we're going to get into some heavy spoilers here. But I'm going to give you my review about what I thought about the movie. So first of all, alright, you've been warned. Awesome movie. It was truly visually absolutely phenomenal. Marvel has really perfected a lot of the graphics, and for a movie like Doctor Strange, that's what it needs to be. It needs to be perfect VFX. What's up, JP? And boy, do they do a great job. So in terms of visual effects, I got to give them 5 out of 5. Very, very awesome stuff. As far as the plot, I'm a big comic book guy. I've been watching comics my whole life. So my brain is kind of wired to figuring out these plots faster than maybe someone who's not very invested in these movies. But there are a lot of back and forths, alternate dimensions, variants. So you got to keep up in your head what's going on and who's who. But it's pretty easy overall. I mean, at the end of the day, Marvel movies are also for kids. So they don't make it that complicated, but it's a little bit confusing. But I was able to keep up. Third, in order to really enjoy this movie, you're going to have watched a lot of other Marvel types of programming. The shows that I would recommend that you must watch are going to be WandaVision, the first Doctor Strange, the animated series What If, SpiderMan No Way Home, and maybe even Loki, because Loki goes into the variants and the alternate dimensions, which they don't mention Loki in this movie at all. Nothing there is mentioned, but the concepts are from Loki. So I would watch Loki, and then I would watch No Way Home to see a simpler version of how they handle variants with Toby and Andrew and Tom Holland, all those different Spider-Men. I would watch the animated series What If, because some of those cartoon characters do reappear in this movie. What else? Yeah, that's what I would do. And I got to give props to Elizabeth Olsen, the Scarlet Witch, the actress that plays Scarlet Witch. She was freaking phenomenal character arc. But the only problem was, if you didn't watch WandaVision, then you wouldn't have the emotional payout. You wouldn't understand the emotional part of her story as much. So I think that you need to definitely watch WandaVision to see, because this is as much a Scarlet Witch movie as much as it was a Doctor Strange movie. So definitely watch WandaVision. That is a dope show. I really enjoyed that. People had mixed reviews in it, but I loved it. Now, let's talk about improvements that Marvel could have done for this movie. Given the name Multiverse of Madness, and given that this pretty much came out right after Spider-Man No Way Home, I think Marvel should have put in more cameos. I feel like after Spider-Man No Way Home, they set themselves up for failure no matter what, because there were always going to be high expectations from this movie. The payoff in No Way Home with Toby and Andrew Garfield was one of the most epic moments of my life, like in a movie theater. Seeing Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire next to Tom Holland was super amazing in theater. Oh my God. I wanted that here with Multiverse of Madness. I wanted that same feeling of wow, and we didn't get it. I'll tell you that much. We didn't get it. A few improvements I would have done is I would have done whatever I could have to get Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine for a cameo. I would have gotten Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds in. I mean, this is the Multiverse of Madness. If there's any character that should be hopping dimensions and universes, it's going to be Deadpool. He does that in the comics all the time. And plus, even in his movie, he time traveled. Him and Cable. So I thought that they were definitely going to include Deadpool in here. I thought they were going to include Wolverine. I would have liked to seen SpiderMan reappear in this. I mean, this was an opportunity for them, just like in the Avengers Infinity War, how they hopped through previous iterations of Avengers movies. They could have done that here with like X-Men movies and Fantastic Four movies. Could have seen Jessica Alba as Invisible Woman. I mean, that would have been super. That would have really tied a knot on the past. And I think would have... I feel like you just had to do more than what you did in Spider-Man No Way Home, and they did less. So that part was disappointing to me. But if you can, you know, just go into the movie without expectations, you are going to absolutely freaking love it. It's phenomenal. Now, I did see the movie in 3D, and I guess they messed up the settings because when I was wearing the 3D glasses for the first 20 minutes of the movie, the 3D effect wasn't working. It was like making me dizzy. And then, all of a sudden, the movie stopped playing. I took video of this part just because I didn't film the movie, of course, because that's pirating and you don't do that. But the movie screen stopped in the middle of nowhere. And then customer service came out and they were all like, "We're so sorry, something's wrong with our system." And apparently other people in the crowd were like, "I had to put my 3D glasses upside down to make them work." So I guess when they set up the 3D effect, they flipped it so that when you watch the movie in the theater, you had to wear your 3D glasses upside down because I guess the layering was off on screen or something. But that was really disappointing, like from a Regal movie theater standpoint, for them to have a technical issue for a freaking Marvel movie. It like really takes you out of it. That was really shitty. And I have that video footage where the customer service rep comes out and explains what happened. But that's, you know, obviously not part of the movie. Overall, this is really, really awesome. I think Doctor Strange is one of the best Marvel characters on screen. I mean, if you guys ever read the comics and you've seen what he looks like in the comics and you've seen like the magical worlds in the comics and the effects, they've done such a good job of translating that onto the screen. It's truly unbelievable. You know, certain characters require a high level of, you know, VFX. For example, Spider-Man web slinging through buildings in Manhattan. That requires a lot of visual effects. And they nail it now. They nail it. They did that. They nailed it with the Andrew Garfield movie. They nailed that. And Doctor Strange, even more. But really, to me, the MVP of the show was Scarlet Witch. She was an incredible actress. And the new character, America Chavez, she's the young Latina girl. She is from the comics. And great news, guys. In the comics, she is Latina. So they didn't erase or change her race. She was Latina in the comics, which is great. I want to see more. Like, see, that to me is how you do diversity. You don't take characters that are historically white and then make them black and then be like, yay, we're diverse. You create new characters from scratch that can stand on their own. And that's what they did with America Chavez. So I was pretty impressed. You know, decent actress. I would have liked to seen her, you know, maybe be a little bit more dynamic, but overall she was pretty solid addition to the movie. And she should be very proud of herself to make it that big in a Marvel movie. So congratulations to you. I actually don't know her name. I know her name is, I think, very native Mexican sounding. I forgot what I can't even pronounce. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. I think her name is based off of what Mexico used to speak before Spanish. They used to speak like Nahuatl was a language. So I'm pretty sure that that's what her name comes from, is Nahuatl, not Spanish. She does have lesbian moms in the movie, which that was just like a 10-second scene. And I don't know if that's from the comics, but in the movie they gave her 2 lesbian moms. And it's like, to me, that's like where it's forced diversity and representation. I'm like, it's a little on the nose. It's a little on the nose. But overall, it was a great movie. I'm gonna give it 4 to 5 stars. 4 to 5 stars. It loses a point only because I feel like they could have gotten more cameos. Professor X, that was cool to see. To see him, Charles Xavier. it was cool to see Black Bolt from the Inhumans TV show, the same actor being, playing. They weren't the same characters. They were the same characters from different, universes. Seeing Mr. Fantastic as John Krasinski coming out of nowhere, that was a little strange. I mean, it was cool to finally see Fantastic Four in the universe, but it just seemed like put in there. That wasn't really organic. Yeah, that's it. I mean, those are pretty much all the cameos in there. And overall, I would probably see it again in the theater, just because I want to make sure that I see it again with correct 3D glasses. But anyway, guys, I have to now drive to South Carolina tonight, 7.5 hours, up to Greenville for an event tomorrow. I'll be live streaming from a Republican event, which I'm excited about. I think it's called... It's not Reawaken Tour. Shit, I forgot the name of it. But I'll be there tomorrow. So you'll be seeing some interviews and live streams. I have a press pass behind the scenes, apparently. So I'll be able to interview the speakers and stuff, which will be cool. So if you guys have any questions you want me to ask these people tomorrow, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to focus on, the basics: abortion, Twitter, free speech, censorship, the Biden disinformation board. We'll get some opinions from some really, big thought leaders all day tomorrow and the day after. So I'm pretty pumped about that. But in the meantime, guys, I'm going to get ready to start my drive tonight. Good times. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As always, if I had one power, what would it be? I've thought about this. It's probably the power to phase in and out, like Shadowcat. That's a way more powerful superpower than people think. So Shadowcat, basically, she can she could basically walk through walls, so she could change her density from solid form to basically a hologram. And the reason why that's beneficial is in holographic mode, she could essentially float. So you have the power of flight. And because she can walk through walls, she can get through paces faster. So she has essentially the power of speed. Also, if I'm in a fight, I would just turn into a hologram and nobody could hit me. They would just go right through me. And I would quickly phase in, bam, hit them, phase out, can't hit me. Phase in, bam. So in a way, you have super strength. So I think the power of phasing in and out. You could still be seen, by the way, like you would still see me, but I wouldn't be touchable. I'd be like translucent almost. That would be a pretty dope power, phasing in and out. Like I could like spy on things. I could, if there's a wall, I could stick just my nose through or my eye. Hello there. You can't see the rest of my body coming in and out. That's pretty cool. Now, if I had to take one power set from the comics, it's going to be Spider-Man's power set. I think the ability to jump as high as a spider, have all the proportionate strength of a spider, climb walls, web sling, super high intellect. And he's really fast too, because spiders are fast. That stuff's cool too. But if I had to pick one specific power, probably to phase. And I've thought about this many times in my life because, I'm a big nerd. Was a big nerd. Hologram of Dems. Hell yeah. I hear they are doing Fantastic Four and Spider-Man crossover, judging by the Easter eggs. If you guys go back in the original comics, the Fantastic Four debuted, I believe, in a Spider-Man comic. So that would make sense if they bring them back together. Oh, look. You got dogs at the dog park. Look at these babies. Look at that nice chocolate lab. Are you a chocolate lab? Are you a chocolate lab? Hey, Cloud. Cloud. Say hi to YouTube. Raindrop. Come here, Raindrop. Say hi to YouTube. What a good girl. Those are my girls. Take them to the dog park. I try to take them every day, guys, for like an hour and a half. They play with the big dogs. See? I trust the dogs at these dog parks. Although I was on Facebook yesterday and I saw some woman posted that her dog was killed at a dog park. Apparently she had a puppy, not even a small dog, like a medium-sized dog, and another dog at the park latched on the dog's neck and killed it. Not here, but I've seen that on Facebook, and damn, that's fucking heartbreaking shit. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this spoiler-filled review of Doctor Strange 2. I would love if you all can go buy a ticket and go see it, because we got to pump the Marvel machine. I know that Marvel is owned by Disney. I understand that, but my loyalty to Marvel is very strong. I've been a fan of Marvel since I was 3 years old. It's a 35-year relationship with Marvel. And so I'm trying to compartmentalize Marvel from the rest of Disney. And, you know, when you go to the movie, you don't even see the word Disney anywhere. Not even the beginning, nowhere. It's all Marvel Entertainment, Marvel Studios. So it is what it is. You know, what are you going to do? But I recommend you all go see it. Buy a ticket. Take your family. It's a little there's some, you know, graphic scenes for a Marvel movie, a little gory. Not like Punisher level Netflix, but there's some gore where you're like, ooh, that's in a Marvel movie. But it was dope. So go see it. And I will see you guys in Greenville tomorrow. As always, let's go, Brandon. Be free, my sheeple. And God bless Trump.